My name is Curate Cwau. I go by So Curate Cwau. I go by MC Righteous from upstate New York. Reside in the 512 Austin, Texas, baby. Let's get it.
What is it you do?
To define that, is I take like pieces and elements of like artists, like broken pieces, and I stitch them together.
What makes your space unique?
Like lighting to me sets the mood. Like inspiration, I put red on. Like a calming feeling, it's like blue. So I say like lights and just like good energy and people around me. That's pretty much like my space. If that's like off balance, it can't be me. It's impossible.
How does your space kind of define your process?
So everything from like the microphones to the compressors, like each one of those to me are like my children. I can tell you exactly what each one thing does and like how like give me like some kind of character or tone I'm trying to go for. So if someone like talks to me in a conversation, like based on you asking me questions, I can tell like what mic I'll give you.
What gravitated you towards your artistry and creative work?
I feel like since I was conceived in my mom's stomach, I was getting inspired. Because my dad, he'll play everything from Elton John to like to Michael Jackson, to the Beatles. At age like 6 is like when I've heard my first hip hop song. It's like Naughty by Nature hip hop parade. Just hearing the drums, hearing how they're rapping, like what is this? Like how are they doing this? And like from there, I was like so obsessed.
What fuels your creativity?
I say it's the people around me, like 100% for sure. I always say like music or creativity is like a marriage. Like how's that fire still burning, right? Like you have to find ways to kind of switch up the pace. And when you do, you can never get tired of what you love. It's impossible, you know?
Jesus Christ.
And your biggest influences on your creativity?
Definitely the artists around me, my friends. My favorite artist of all time is Blue. Just the way he kind of writes and his beats, his production style, it just gets to me. And when I hear his stuff, it just kind of like makes me just want to write something.
What would you claim your dream collab?
You.
Shout out to Moni.
That's a dope question. I'll be a doctor. I respect nurses. Like it's a lot of work. Back in time, I'll like take a time machine and go back to the jazz time, the jazz era. Man, like Miles Davis, like Bill Evans. Bro, like jazz is everything to me. Yeah. Testing.
Where are you right now in your journey?
So I feel like to somebody else, they'll look at me and feel like I'm probably like at the peak or like the end or just because of how long it's been. But to me, time is just time. Like I've been at it for 10 plus years, but I still feel like I'm just getting started. I could turn on like my equipment and geek out as if like it's the first time I've ever used it before.
How do you want your listeners to feel when they turn on your music?
I guess like as excited as I am when I'm writing it. Like you pour your all into it and just to capture that moment.
What feelings or moods do you integrate the most into your producing or music making?
I'll say like hope, like being hopeful, ambition, and a dose of sadness at the same time. Because people go through those things. Like I can make a song today about like a breakup. To somebody, it'll hit them hard. To somebody else who's not going through that, it'll just slide off their skin like it's nothing.
And so how does the world around you influence your music?
Like one day, like you feel a way, the next day you don't. Like equilibrium. It's like a constant fight of like that kind of struggle to maintain, to stay afloat. Like, people around you will influence your mood, which will influence how you execute. You know, so I think it's important to be conscious of that and the space around you and the people, because that ultimately feeds into like how you like pour into your craft.
So how does the space affect your imagination, and how do you place yourself in this multiverse of talent?
Bro, I'm a Gemini, man. Like, and I love like that kind of thing. Like it just, like I have like an album called Gemini, and it's like for a reason. I just love just like the possibilities of space. Like no one really knows like how far it goes. It's impossible to kind of tell But just knowing that it's so vast and open, and that you can really shoot like beyond there, and like what is there, like who knows. It just always has me wondering. I just like, you know, looking up in the sky sometimes. You see like stars. I've seen a shooting star one time in my life. I got scared and I ran away.
Describe your music as a universe.
So the sun is the energy, and planets rotate around that source, right? If the sun leaves, what happens? Life dies. That's it. It's like everyone is a sun, and people around them are planets. So tie that together, and like, if you're the best sun, then everyone is gonna like live better. Some people are meant to be watered, right? And everyone has seeds in them. So it's like, man, like, if people are around you and they can nourish you and just like plant the seeds that's gonna grow, and you just be like a better version of yourself.
What do you think your biggest fear when it comes to your music?
I feel most people are afraid of like people not caring about what like they do. I don't really care about that, because when I first started doing what I was doing, it wasn't for them, it was for me. So when it comes down to it, it's like my biggest fear is like losing that fire that's in me every second of the day. You'd be so afraid of like losing that fire. I guess for me it's like cause I wear like multiple hats, like as a rapper, like a producer and engineer, but I actually get the most joy like recording people. I remember it was last April. I had a Drew Amani. She came over for a session, and it was the first time an artist made me cry. And then when it was done, I was stuck. I was like, what is, like, why? And then she was crying. She was crying. I was crying, and we looked at each other. We didn't speak. We looked at each other, and then I was like, what? Like, how? Why? How did you do this? Like, bro, like, I've always been chasing that feeling, like, since that day. Like, that one moment after 10 years, me realized, like, that's my purpose, pretty much.
Kind of pick whichever one you want.
Man, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Both look so clean.
Look at that.
Hey.
That's right, yeah. And I really appreciate y'all, for real, for real. Thank you so much.